Stay tuned till the end of the video for my out-of-the-theater reaction to Marvel's Fantastic Four. There will be spoilers, so if you don't want any, just skip it. All right, still here at Target Chantilly. Excuse me, Jurassic World. The store is surprisingly crowded for usually at this time, 3 in the afternoon, it's not too much going on, but today, not the case. Scooting right down to, there's some Imperial Armored Commandos from Mando. Commandos from Mando, okay. Bunch of them, peg full. Invaders, Mandos. We got the Director Krennic, a few of those. I think that's all him, right? Yep. Put that back. Okay, move down to wrestling. Speaking of wrestling, I literally just heard about an hour ago that Hulk Hogan passed away this morning in Clearwater, Florida from cardiac arrest, and that's a shame.
This one.
Excuse me. Okay, anyway, so rest in peace, Hulkster. Rest assured, Hulkamania will run wild forever, I'm sure. So, all right, let me head over to this row. Oh, usually I come at it from the other side, but excuse me. Some special edition die-cast cars. We got that Eastman and Laird Super Turtle. Ben Cooper's, but nothing new. It's been a bit. I'm not even going to say it. Okay, not too much else happening. I still want to get over into the action figure aisle, so those people over there, give them a minute, and then we'll jump in. Hopefully we'll find some treasure hidden within. Let's head down the main action figure aisle, and right away I say, oh, here we go. Score. I got one anyway. Here's the wave. So we will take that. Card back's a little bent, but I can fix that. And looks like they've got superpowers, restock, Robin. There's the long-haired Superman, unmasked Batman, Jay Garrick, Lobo, and the Atom. There's some new Avatar, Last Airbender figures that I haven't seen. Scoot on over. There's kids. Looks like they put out some new Masters. Cyclone. There's Jean Grey from X Factor. Whole peg of her. And look at this. Just in time for the movie. Mr. Fantastic. Johnny Storm in regular and Flame On edition. Perfect. Just missing an early one, the 4, the Thing, and the Invisible Woman. But wow, well, look at that. There's a pile of fun, right? In perfect timing because I am going to see this movie tomorrow afternoon. All right, Pedro, I see you. That's cool. You got a little smirk going. I'm debating if I want both versions. I kind of want the flamed on one. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Wow. Well, that little 10-foot section yielded a lot of fun. So let me keep going. Stick around. Some guy just walked past me with a whole stack of these, and he took them off the peg. So he got most of the way. I was a few minutes too late. And I noticed on Mr. Fantastic, look at this, being inbox guide. That just can't happen. So I'll find you if you're out there. Obviously, it's not the last target. So so I'm still going to go with this one. I don't know if you have the kryptonite necklace. And this one's a little bit banged up on the edges in a couple spots. I know I'm being super picky, but I think I can overlook that. So I think I'm going to go with him and the torch version, the torched up version of the torch for right now. So, all right. Anyway, be right back. All right, rolling up to the collector's spot. I decided to go with the Superman and then that version of the Torch. So I'll find the others. They're out there. Just scooting past the old usual Bob. Funko. There's the new Star Wars retro box set. We got some Shote, and I don't know who the hell that big duck looking dude is, but he's a jacked up Howard the Duck. Hooper. Yeah, let's focus on Happy Coraline. That's the new up top. NECA, Friday 13th, Halloween, Freddy vs. Jason, Stitch, Elvira. Yeah, not too much else. So no, none of these made it to the pegs back here. I was kind of hoping, because sometimes they'll do like 375s up here. It looks like they just got one box in. Somebody knows the case quantities. Obviously there's a couple of Superman in there. I see two different versions of Jor-El, black suit, white. There's a Zod, a Lex Luthor, and a Lois Lane. So the hunt continues. We'll find some more. Stick around, guys. We'll be right back. So here I am at a Target in Manassas. First time ever being here. So still learning the lay of the land. Got a couple of McFarlane. There's a Booster Gold. Chilling over here. I just kind of glossed over the dino, sorry.
Come here, this way. Hey.
There's Jean Grey. And for some reason, X-Men 97, they have a whole, look at this, a whole peg full of Wolverine. Wow. Of course, Miles Morales, Cap and Spidey. You get the McFarlane symbiote. That's another Miles. There's a Banshee. Look at this, huh? This little hot spot. Put you over here with your friends. We got him already, so I finally found the Banshee and the Adam Warlock. Let me look around the corner. See, there's people down the aisle. Give me 1 minute for things to clear out a little bit, and I'll be right back. Looking over to the next aisle with wrestling. Anybody different? You got the Roman Reigns Ultimate. Here's a Razor Ramon. Nice looking head sculpts. All three are winners on that one, I think. Anything else? Charlotte Flair. Let's move down. I see some Star Wars next to me. Krennic. I keep looking at it, but I don't get it. What else? Oh, look at this. SM-33 from Skeleton Crew. That's the first time I've seen him, and ISB Tactical Agent from Andor. A lot going on. That's cool. And Rogue One, Troopers, Acolyte, and some stuff we've seen. Mando. Okay. Let's scoot on down. Hi, Wally. Woody and Buzz. Get this little remote control turtle van. Some Simpsons. Dinos. There's a, at least new to me, new playset, the Distortus Rex. It's like a studio setup. It says Island Escapes. Okay, that's just a, I thought that was a camera. That's actually the motor for the airboat. That's funny. Fooled me. Hot Wheels end cap. I was able to go online yesterday at noon and reserve one of the Hot Wheels Special Edition 50th Anniversary Jaws. A lot of people were complaining that they didn't get one and yelling at scalpers and resellers, which I am not. All right, let me, pretty sure, I don't know the lay of this land, so let me walk around and find something else. I gotta find their collector's corner. It's probably over there. All right, be right back. It has a pretty good size collector spot, so I guess we'll just start on the left side and work our way over. I have no idea what to expect. Haven't seen Warhammer toys. Here they are. Huh. Dragon Ball, Vegeta, Vegeto. I know people that are into this are into it, and that's okay. More Dragon Ball big figures down there. See a Batman cowl, Krusty the Clown. That's a Dark Knight Returns cowl. Up top, we got we do have a Green Lantern, Super Friends, some blind bag stuff, Star Wars keychains. Anything else down there worth a peek? I don't know what Busy World is. A bunch of kids' books, I guess. Well, how off the wall is this? Plan 9 from Outer Space, Vampira figure. Chilling with Herman Munster. Neat. We got Pomps. We got Moe's phone. A single Batman Poison Ivy up there. More Pops, some empty pegs, but at least they have more here than I've seen in other locations. Toonie Terrorist, there's a Stitch. This is a nice Gremlins set. Got a few of them back there. I see some Ben Cooper. Ben Cooper, there's Hooper. That's the first version. Let me see if we see anything, any treasure hidden inside here. Don't think so. Predator, Halloween, Dracula, Beetlejuice. Okay, moving down, more Ben Cooper down here. Kind of mixed in. Nosferatu, Invisible Man, the Phantom. What's this? Oh, there's the Fly. That's cool. Haven't seen him in person. Hang on, I'm just moving stuff around. Metaluna. Oh, what is it? Yeah, Metaluna, mutant. Freaky. I see Planet of the Apes back here. I gotta keep digging because you never know. Vampire Girl, that's an older one. Planet of the Apes. Invisible Person. I'm really going for, you know what I'm looking for. Planet of the Apes. My luck to be one in the very back, and I don't look. Well, the search for the Jaws Ben Cooper continues. I'll find it. Don't worry, I'll find it. And down below is this Evil Dead Ultimate Ash and Cheryl. These are pretty cool looking. Look at her, all possessed out. Couple multiple heads, pretty bloody variants. That's cool. All right, and some plushies. Let me make another lap around and see if, oh, you know, look right up here. Godzilla. It's nice looking. I love the coloring on these things. It's a great idea. Put it back down here with you boys in Nosferatu. So, look, it's Brundlefly. All right, let me take another lap around and see what I can find. All right, stick around, guys. Maybe more to come. I don't know. We'll see. I'm making a second pass, and I didn't even catch this. Look at this Daily Bugle playset from the Venomverse. I mean, you get everybody in 375. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I was thinking about picking up an extra Wolverine just because I don't really want the Jean Grey. I thought about it, but from this wave, I don't need it. Catch and release, I didn't even see or walked right past Blowtorch Joe as well. So you always got to go back and look again. I didn't even look at the McFarlane statue, didn't see it. So I think I'm gonna call it a day, or call it a hunt. Grocery shopping is gonna happen another time. So, all right, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Appreciate you guys watching. If you're stuck around this long, thank you. I do have my Out of the Theater reaction from Fantastic Four right after this. So if you're interested in that, spoilers abound. Have at it. If not, this is the end for you. So I appreciate you guys watching. This is Gary from Gary's Grails, reminding you once again, your Grails are out there. Go find them. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Before I get to the video review of Fantastic Four, just wanted to show you something I stumbled upon. 2 new McFarlane statues. The Punisher from Punisher War Journal, and look at this cool Spidey with the Doc Ock arms and the Spidey sense. So those are cool. Just thought I wanted to share those real quick. Now, if you're still with me, thanks. Stick around. Fantastic Four spoilers coming up. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. All right, so just got out of Fantastic Four. Still really haven't processed all my thoughts, but I want to tell you what I thought about it. There are spoilers. I've told you guys already. So if you're interested, stick around. If not, go see the movie, then come back and watch and see if we agree. Let me start off by saying I thought the movie was great. Really, really good. The overall story made sense. There were real high stakes with Galactus. The CGI on Galactus was top-notch, incredible. You really felt that there was actual peril that the team, had trouble dealing with. The 4 main characters, of course, were handled so well, and I loved how they leaned into the dynamic, the family dynamic. Obviously, Reed and Sue are in love, and you can feel that. Ben and Johnny have this brotherly thing, where they tease and mess with each other, which they should, like in the comics. Franklin, we don't know his full potential. We think we know, but the whole point of the movie was him being born, Galactus being the world, eater that he is. He must feed to survive. In the comics, Franklin can create universes. He's one of the most powerful, and he's actually a mutant in the comics. They haven't told us yet in the movie what his origin is. Reed was running all kinds of tests, and until something happened, he thought he was a normal kid. So it was almost like Franklin was masking his abilities to his father, who was running all these scientific tests on him. But yeah, Franklin can create universes, so Galactus wants him, and that's in the trailers. He comes to Earth, sends the surfer down, and says, come and give me this kid, and I'll spare your world. Because then he can use Franklin and say, hey, I'm a little hungry, whip me up a universe, would you, or a planet, so I can eat it. And eventually he would have Franklin replace him as Galactus, so he can, try to get back to some normal life. I don't know what that would be for him, and you see that in the trailers. He asked his price was too high. What did he want? He wanted our child. And, the planet sort of gets pissy with the FF at first. They're like, well, one kid for all of us? And they're not having it, of course. I thought the special effects for Johnny, the Thing looked great. There was a couple of parts with baby Franklin where I could tell for a second that it was CGI, because you can't have a real baby on set more than 8 minutes or something, some union thing. But they didn't use them that much. Towards the end, they did. They actually used them as bait to draw Galactus in. Spoiler. I just really, really enjoyed it. I have to see it again, to be quite honest with you. I do need to see it again. They zip past the, you don't really get an origin story. They're on a game show at the beginning, and the host is like an Ed Sullivan type, and he says, we all know the story, and they kind of fast forward through flashbacks of their previous adventures, but you don't see the cosmic rays. I did notice where you could hear, they have an audio recording of them in the ship. What's happening? And you can hear the tick, 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 tick. They always wrote it as tack, 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 tack. I think in the comics, the sound effect of the cosmic rays, and it was in the background of that recording. That was cool. And then you start yelling, Ben, Ben, because obviously Ben's changing. And then you can see once their ship lands, the door punches out and it's the Thing hand. So he's already changed. But that's it. They kind of go quickly through that. They do show a quick little scene of Mr. Fantastic. He's stretching and up a tower, and he gets grabbed by an orangutan, and it's one of the Red Ghost's super apes. And Reed he's got his hands up here and his feet, and he stretches way back, and he slams into him and knocks him about a quarter mile out into the water. They didn't show Red Ghost. They do mention there's one point where Reed's on the balcony looking down at the city, and you see these little drones. They've got the whole planet on lockdown, pretty much. Not say crime free, but more or less, and especially the city. And he mentions different areas of town where, like, the Wizard is here, Puppet Master in the Bronx, and he named somebody else, Diablo. And so they mention these other characters, so they're all part of this world. No mention of Doom until later. Again, I thought it was good. They did a little bit of a side story. They tried to, there's no Alicia, at least yet, but Ben did meet, I forgot her name, something Leone, the actress. You'll recognize her when you see her. And they do have a little bit of a beginnings of a romantic thing with her and Ben. I think he goes to see her. He comes back to see her when the planet's getting. We're not sure what's gonna. They're gonna face Galactus. He goes to see her. I came to see you, and so there's a little bit of. They don't lean into it too much. I did like the fact that they gave Johnny more to do, and he's characterized perfectly. I know at the beginning when this movie was first announced in the initial teaser, a lot of haters were out there going, "Oh, it's woke and Sue's in charge, and Johnny doesn't, he's not going to beat Johnny." Guess what? He is. He's a smart ass. He's funny. He loves the women, and he's also smart. That's the part they kind of added. He actually does the whole thing where he figures out they've been receiving transmissions. They don't know what they were. Recordings on discs. It's funny, and it ends up being Shalabal's, the surfer's language. And he spends time, once they meet her, he starts going, wait a minute, what she said sounds familiar. Anyway, he deciphers the language so he can actually communicate with her. So that's a little plot point. Johnny wasn't, any big brain in the comics ever, or in any of the previous movies. So I thought his portrayal of Johnny was great. Same thing with Eben that did Ben. The voice works. At first I wasn't sure, but the way he did it, there was some funny stuff at the beginning when they know the baby's coming, and Reed's got a checklist of things to do to baby-proof the headquarters. And of course that falls on Herbie, and he's running around like doing the plugs, at one point he puts up a kitty gate, and you see Ben walking down the hall, and he's got a book, and he's not looking where he's walking because there's not supposed to be a gate there. You hear a big crash, and the way he yelled, "Herbie!" It was funny. Herbie's in it. And I'm not sure, again, spoiler, towards the end, Galactus gets a hold of the kid for a minute, but he reaches through the window and Herbie's right there with him, and it shows him grab both of them, and when his hand comes out and he opens it, he's got Franklin, but you don't see Herbie. So they don't really tell you if Herbie was destroyed or just knocked back across you don't know, because you don't see him again for the rest of the movie. So hopefully the little guy's okay. If not, I know Reed will rebuild him. So, yeah, it was good. I wished it was a little short. It came under just under 2 hours. I could have used, for me, because I was enjoying it so much, I could have used another 15 minutes of movie, but I understand from a theater perspective, keeping the movies under 2 hours so you can have more show times throughout the day, being in the business back in the day. End credit. And there, again, how they defeated Galactus was smart. It made sense. And even Johnny was willing to do, sacrifice himself. Something else happened, and he didn't have to do that. But so Galactus is still around, but not in the neighborhood anymore. So mid-credit scene was the one everybody's talking about, and it's online if you haven't seen it already. Sue's reading a book to Franklin. It's 4 years later, so now he's 4 years old. She's reading a book to Franklin. They finish it. She goes, "Do you want me to get you another story?" He says, "Yes." She gets up to go. And Herbie gives her a book, and I forget what it was. You would think it'd be way over a child's head, but she says, "No, I want to read something more fun." And as she's walking back with the other book, you hear like a low hum for a second. And at first, you're not sure if you're hearing it, but she reacts, and as she's walking, she activates her power around her left hand, and there's a fireplace there, and Franklin's just behind it. And as she walks around, you see a figure crouched down, green cloak with Franklin, and in his left hand, barely showing in the corner, was the Mask of Doom. You don't see his face. And then Franklin's got his left hand is actually reached up into the cloak like he's almost like touching his face. You don't see his face, and that's it. Boom. So Doom is definitely there. There was a scene with the UN, something going on with different nations were represented. They did show a chair and an empty chair for Latveria, so there was no representation there. So you don't know what role Doom has had, if any, in this universe with Fantastic Four. You just don't know. End credit scene was more of a funny one, and it was like an homage to the old 60s cartoons, but it was our characters. So it was Mr. Fantastic with the mustache. It was Pedro with the mustache, and they looked like our characters, but it was them fighting all the villains in animated style that Reed had mentioned earlier. So he's fighting Red Ghost, he's fighting the Puppet Master, Diablo, the Mad Thinker, and that was just a funny little. And then Herbie turns off the TV at the end, so not too big a deal. I'm probably not spoiling as much, I guess. I'm just not able to process everything. I want to go back and see it right now, but I did love it a lot. My 1 to 10, I'm giving this an 8.5. Really a 9. I thought it was that good. I put it right up there. I mean, if you loved Infinity War and Endgame, it's right there. It's right there. It'd definitely be in a top 5 of Marvel movies, I think, if I thought about it. Yeah, it was that good. Check it out. I mean, I hope it does well. I think they're talking about 120 million. It could be higher. I hope it is. So there you have it. There's my little spoiler sprinkled review of Fantastic Four First Steps. Go see the movie if you haven't already. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Gary's Grails. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. We're so close to 900 subscribers. I'm right on the cusp. I think I need 2 more, maybe 3. So that's cool. I'm still enjoying doing these toy hunts every week. Gets me out of the house, gets a little exercise. So appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. All right? Later.